Bakit nga ba kahit tapos na ang hiring rush, parang laging bukas ang recruitment sa BPO? Parang walang katapusan, pangangailangan ng tao? Ano nga ba talaga ang problema? High attrition? Kulang sa qualified applicants? O may mas malalim pa?
All of the above. Charot. Dito natin lalabas lahat. High attrition is not just a number, guys, ha? It's a symptom of a broken system when it comes to employee retention. In this episode, we'll uncover the real stories and behind-the-scenes truths about the never-ending hiring cycle in the BPO companies. The BPO Break Room Podcast, welcome back to another episode. This is Jay, and you are tuned in on the rising show in the BPO world. Hello, Kay.
Hello everyone, this is Kay. And to those that are watching and listening to us right now, if you haven't yet subscribed on our channel, send us some love and give us a like. Aside from Spotify and YouTube, we are now on Amazon Music and Apple Podcasts at the BPO Breakroom Podcast.
BPO Break Room Podcast.
Simple lang ang kwento. Umaalis ang tao ng mabilis, kaya kailangan ng bago. Pero bakit nga ba sila umaalis?
Hindi ko alam. Charot. Madaming reasons like workload na madami, walang malinaw na career growth, at toxic work environment. Yan lang ang mga basic reasons, ha. Hindi na ito tungkol sa choice, kundi survival sa toxic na setup.
At syempre, hindi rin nakakatulong yung constant shifting ng schedules, no? At walang sapat na support system sa mga empleyado.
Exactly. Kaya laging may bakanting posisyon. Pero wala ring sense of security ang mga tao sa trabaho nila. So what's the use? So here's the blunt truth behind high attrition and what companies should actually do to fix it. Supported by what real BPO workers say on Reddit. Number 1, work pressure na sobra at walang suporta.
Yan, tamang-tama. Kapag sobra ang trabaho at wala kang maasahang taong tutulong o magpapagaan ng load, madali ka talagang mababurnout. Maraming empleyadong ganyan ha, yung lumalabas dahil hindi nila kinakaya yung constant pressure, lalo na kapag walang malinaw na process or sapat na manpower. May nagsabi nga sa Reddit, they expect you to do the work of 3 people without the pay or recognition. The burnout is real and they don't care.
Correct. Ako yan ngayon, charot. And this is very, very talamak sa mga companies or BPO companies na pinagtrabahuhan ko before. And I can say this based on personal experience. I remember working for one of the biggest companies in the BPO industry. I think I was a TL back then, or nata ako nun, but I was already I was handling multiple programs. I was in charge of nesting. I also have a production a team in operations. I'm also a metric champion, and I'm also the one in charge of leadership training. So those 4 things or tasks I was fulfilling back then. Imagine how exhausted I was back then, like doing these 4 tasks na dapat ipang-4 na tao. So when I left talaga, as in, yung exit endorsement ko ipang for 3 people. And some people, they can endure yung ganong klaseng sistema, but there are people na talagang they will feel exhausted, they will feel stressed talaga until up to the point wherein they will leave na. Pero one of the questions that was asked to me back then nung mga panahong yun, ba't ka pa nag-stay? It's because I think ang difference noon for other people is that ako kasi may career plan sa akin ng boss ko. These are the 4 things na ginagawa ko would actually bring me closer to my next role. I think for me, it's okay to fulfill so much workload as long as your boss was able to have a sit-down session with you regarding ano ba ang purpose ng mga ginagawa mo. Right? If it's just really dahil walang ibang gagawa, or dahil because tinatamad yung boss mong gawin yon, or dahil because hindi pa sila nakapag-hire, or is it because this is part of your developmental plan para lumawak yung knowledge mo about business acumen. These are the things that you need to go through and you need to fulfill. Ako, okay lang sa akin yon.
In the long run, I think I wouldn't unless I have a clear path. If there's really no plan for me, then I don't think that I would last long or longer even, kasi what am I working for? That would be the question.
Ngayon kasi, ano yung ginagawa? 2 accounts ang hawak mo. You're training people. You're also doing additional tasks from 2 different bosses, right? But how long can you endure this? What should your boss do to make sure na itong ginagawa mo ngayon, you will continue doing this.
Eto na dito na papasok yung clear set of expectations. Para at least you will know what you're gonna be working for.
One of the things that we should do here, right? More especially for the companies who are listening to us right now or watching us right now, stop pretending na kaya ng empleyado lahat. Well, kaya, but the real question here is gaano nila katagal kakayanin yan, right? They will definitely experience burnout. They will definitely experience career stagnancy. Mag-invest sa wellness programs at support systems. Hindi lang pampaganda sa papel. Okay? Maglaan ng sapat na tao para hindi nakasalalay lahat sa iisang empleyado. Regular check-ins para makita ang mental health at emotional state ng team. Right? Kasi kapag yung taong yan na gumagawa ng 3 or 4 na bagay or projects at the same time, kaya kapag yun umalis dahil pilay na pilay ang kumpanya ninyo. Right? So it's either you keep that person by simply giving that person a clear career path or goals, why she or he is doing that, or you prepare for her exit.
Pero grabe yung sa'yo, Jay, no? Imagine you had to endorse it to 3 people. Like, how did you do that?
Ayun. Ipagpalit mo lang yung love life mo dahil. Yun, gagawa mo siya. Okay, the second red flag, why the real reason why BPOs are continuously hiring is walang career path, walang future.
Parang I think it's somehow similar to what I've said kanina pala, no? Kasi kapag walang malinaw na opportunity para umangat, nawawalan talaga ng gana yung empleyado eh. Hindi lang tungkol guys sa salary increase ha, don't get us wrong, kundi sa professional growth. Kasi imagine kung paulit-ulit lang yung trabaho mo tapos walang career development plan, natural talaga na hanap ka ng ibang kumpanya na magbibigay sa'yo ng chance. Kaya naman ito yung real talk mula sa Reddit user, no, na sabi nila, there's no room for growth, just endless repetitive tasks until you get tired and leave.
Again, sobrang sa BPO industry, for those people who didn't know, the BPO industry is abundant with repetitive tasks. Okay, routinary repetitive tasks. That's the reason why it's easy for someone to master what they're doing. So there are people who become very, very good and excellent at what they're doing. Now this person needs to be developed further or more, not just simply assigning more tasks to this person. All right? And mostly, yung mga high potential employees na ito, these are more tenured ones who are really performing well, right? Definitely, you will be looking for something else or something more most often than not. And if that's something more, wala namang purpose, wala namang, clear career path na binigay sa'yo, just additional load, additional workload, at talagang yaan ang magiging sanhi ng pag-alis ng mga empleyado. And pag umalis ang empleyado, again, mag-hire na naman kayo, continuous hiring lang talaga. It's a vicious cycle of hiring. Kaya for the companies who are watching us right now, and for leaders who have greater influence in the company, gumawa ng transparent promotion roadmap. Ipakita sa empleyado kung ano ang mga skills na or targets na kailangan para umangat. Regular na training at mentorship programs ang susi. Again, regular trainings at mentorship programs ang susi para makita nila na may kinabukasan sila sa company. Kahit wala pang opening, keep on developing people, mentorship programs, keep on giving them developmental plans. Ang tawag dun ay talent pooling po. Or once na may program nagka-open ng opportunity for a promotion, right? Your people that you groomed, that you honed their competencies can easily have a huge chance of getting in. Versus workload, walang clear expectation. They will really get burned out, guys. That is the biggest mistake that you will ever do to your company and to your employee. Why? If nagka-opening tsaka lang kayo mag-prepare, you are just going to set your employees up for failure. Okay?
Correct.
So, ganon. Kayong nagigigil ako. Mainit ang ulo.
Kaya naman, pause muna tayo ng very, very light to remind everyone to subscribe on his channel and hit that notification bell para lagi kayong updated sa mga fresh episodes namin.
True. Kaya ang number 3 red flag, kulang sa appreciation. Parang robot ang trato. AI yarn.
AI yarn? Correct ka dyan, Jake. Kaya kahit gaano ka pa kagaling sa trabaho, kapag hindi ka napapansin o pinapahalagahan, nawawala talaga ang motivation. Recognition doesn't have to be grand, guys, ha? It can be as simple as shoutouts, rewards, or kahit thank you man lang. Ito yung nagpaparamdam sa empleyado na may halaga sila. Pero sa totoo lang, guys, ha, ganito rin talaga yung mga hinanakit ng iba sa online. Sa mga nakikinig dyan, sabi nga nila, sometimes a simple thank you from a supervisor can keep us going. Here, it's just silent expectations.
My question to you, Kay, do you really need a thank you or a good job?
I would say
Really?
sometimes, but not all the
Bakit?
time.
Bakit?
If we hear thank you all the time kasi parang it's becoming generic na and it's not
Mm.
something that's so genuine that you can really feel the sincerity in it, but you are working hard for something because you want something.
Nagte-thank you naman talaga yung mga bosses, no? It's just that, yun
Yeah.
nga, tulad I agree with you, parang thank you, thank you, thank you, most especially sa chat pa, right? Emotionless ang pag-send ng message sa chat. It's very subjective yung absorption ng message, no? So it's very important din, ano, when we say thank you, just add something more, right? I appreciate you doing this. One perfect example was my boss yesterday, no? Instead of the usual thank you, ang sabi niya sa akin, I really like this. You made my vision into a tangible one. Keep it up. Right.
I
Very
love that.
specific yung appreciation ng boss ko. It made me feel that I did something right versus, okay, thank you. Sana i-normalize natin yung ano, no, yung, I'm also guilty of this, ha. Sometimes, meron akong pinapagawa sa colleague ko and then after niyang gawin, thanks. Minsan nga thanks lang eh. O kaya TNX lang eh. Right? So, so pasensya na po, if gano'n na.
May
If
mas
very,
maigi pa diyan,
ano,
TY.
ay, kahapon nagtiway ako dahil ako,
Oo,
guilty ako. Pasensya ka na ha, pero good job po. Good job kayo, pero tiway lang na-send ko. Wala. Ayoko na nga nito. Tama na to. Ako lang. Kaya tato eh.
sorry na pinaalala ko pa.
Kaya nga. Oo.
Ay, naku,
Kung mga
nakakaloka.
panermon tayo, tayo pala gumagawa nito, Day. Ano ba yan? Right? Kaya sa mga katulad ko dyan, ito ang gawin ninyo. magpatupad ng regular recognition programs. Okay, mag-encourage ang mga leaders na magbigay ng positive feedback. Simple gestures create loyalty and help retention. But then again, sabi nga ni Kay kanina, specific is terrific. Be specific with what you are thanking your employees for. Yes, and the number 4 and the last red flag, mahinang leadership. Walang pakialam sa team.
Ito napakalaking factor nito sa leadership sa job satisfaction ha. Kapag walang komunikasyon talaga, walang trust na mabubuo dyan. Hindi lang basta boss ang kailangan ng empleyado, kundi mentor at supporter. Kung palaging demand pero walang support, lalabas din talaga ng company. Kaya naman, ito sumasalamin talaga sa nararanasan ng marami, no? Sabi sa Reddit, managers here don't listen, they just bark orders. No guidance, no respect. Grabe naman tong linya na to.
Actually, leadership or poor leadership is actually one of the, if not one of the most leading cause of attrition because it directly affects the day-to-day experience of the employees. Okay. Yes, sweldo, yes, schedules, yes, workload, yes, right? But those are what we signed up for when we signed the contract. What we did not sign up for when we signed the contract upon hire is to get a poor leader. Salary mababa, nag-agree ka sa kontrata, nagpirma ka dyan, Day. Job description, pumirma ka din dyan, Day. Right? What you did not agree on is that you will have a leader with poor leadership. Sabi nga ni Kay dito kanina, right? Malaking talaga ang factor ng leadership sa job satisfaction. Okay? Ikaw, Kay, what kind of a leader are you? And what kind of leader do you want to be when you reach the position wherein you are already managing TLs?
I would say right now, I'm an intentional leader. I don't just lead thinking that I'm handling a group. I really want to make sure that I know each one of them and I make them
Bakit?
feel that way.
Why? Why do you have to go out of your way to know each of your member?
I thought this is just my perspective, especially since I came
Mhm.
from an agent level position, diba? And then now team leader.
Mhm.
And be someone that an agent would want them to be. Ano bang treatment ang gusto ko mula sa TL ko? Parang ganon. I
Mhm.
always have that vision. But there's always a fine line din naman, no? Like the appropriate boundary, like something like that. But
Mhm.
the reason why I became intentional is because of that thought.
I only know 4 styles, no? 4 styles of leadership. We have amiable, we
Yeah.
have driver, we have expressive, we have analytical types of leader, no? But I
Fair.
strongly believe that leadership should match, okay? Always should match the leadership style of the person you are leading. Right? If you
Oh,
are
very
leading
good.
someone who is an expressive type of leader, when we say expressive, right, this type of leader enjoys being recognized, enjoys being in front of people, in front of people, speaking and whatnot. So you need to be able to cater to the needs of an expressive type of leader. When you are leading someone who is a driver, right, you need to be able to give him more tasks and be able to recognize each task, right, set deadlines and give purposes, right, because they enjoy having more tasks. They enjoy driving projects and driving it to fruition, right? And you need to be able to adjust your leadership style based on that driver type of leader. So you need to wear many hats, in short, right?
Correct.
It should not be the other way around, that they should be adjust to what companies can do there, and what leaders can do here in these situations wherein mahinang leadership ang reason why people are going and leaving is train leaders on emotional intelligence. Okay lang na bobo sila pero emotional intelligence, it's a must. Okay, communication and coaching skills. Leaders should be approachable and proactive sa pag-aalaga ng team moral at development. I read something on LinkedIn just I think earlier, a few hours ago, nakalagay doon, good leaders, they fix problem. Great leaders, they fix the root cause of the problem.
I think we saw the same post.
True. I'm not sure if Jonathan Yabut ang
Jonathan Yabut, because I'm a follower of that guy. Ever since that AirAsia thing, I forgot what was the reality show that he joined in, but it was all about the entrepreneurs.
The Apprentice.
What was that? The Apprentice. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, ever since talaga, and I've also watched his interview with Boy Abunda. Talagang na-amaze ako since then. And ever
diba?
since
Ang gagaling talaga ng mga Jonathan, Charot.
Ay, oo nga! OMG! It just occurred to me, OMG!
Diba? Ganon.
Pag talaga ako nagkanak, papangalanan kong Jonathan. Iba yung result
Kahit babae, Jonathan pa rin.
So, hindi lang talaga problema ng empleyado yung high turnover, guys? Kaya lagi niyong tatandaan, kailangan din talagang pagtrabahuan ng company mismo yung mga failures nila. Or yung mga visible opportunities, right?
Correct. Okay, but again, give and take Do not just wait for the company to fix the problem. Be part of the problem. Be part of the solution. Ulitin ko, be part of the solution and not the problem. Okay, and I think I wanted to circle back on what we talked about in past couple of episodes, right? Your companies, your bosses are not mind readers. They're not psychics. So be open enough to them to tell them what you need and what's not working. Okay? Kung hindi nila to aayusin, paulit-ulit lang ang cycle ng recruitment at attrition at mahal po. Okay? Mas mahal mag-acquire ng new talent kaysa mag-retain ng employees.
And, this is the perfect opportunity for the company to reflect on what's happening. Sometimes they are the one who need to unlearn the system that they've been practicing, diba?
Ay hindi ka lang basta tatanggap ng problema. Okay, mag-set ng boundaries, humingi ng suporta kapag kinakailangan, at magplano para sa sariling career growth. Kahit walang support sa company. Why? Because if you're able to plan for your career growth, your career will grow elsewhere.
Kaya naman to our listeners out there, if this helps, tag someone who's currently applying or balak mag-apply pa lang. We want to hear from you. Nakapag-decide na ba kayo if you wish to stay? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Tag us din sa mga trending memes ninyo. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram.
Agree, Yana Grande. Let's interact on our social media accounts. And for those who are exploring opportunities in the BPO industry, work from home or on-site, join our WhatsApp group. Lastly, check our bio and join our growing community.
And if you want more tips like this, follow the BPO Break Room. This is the BPO Break Room. Join us next time as we try to make the BPO workplace better, one story at a time. Bye everyone! Kita-kits ulit!
The BPO Break Room Podcast.